to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Why don't we move together on one table? Our first bit of business is with Donna Whiteley tonight. Hey, Donna.
So I have notes for our short-term borrowing for the school roof. We're borrowing $1.2 million, which is a little over the total, what we anticipate the total cost to be with all the, we don't know exactly what the changes will be, change orders, at 0.45%, which was a great rate.
0.45.
0.45. East Hampton Savings Bank was the low bidder. So, here's the breakdown of what the interest is. I need you to sign the clerk certificate here.
Okay,
Here's Mike back.
oh, Mike's here? Oh, good. Mike, we're dealing with Donna in the notes for the North School roof.
Okay.
She received bids from East Hampton Savings, a little bidder at 0.45.
Can't beat that.
All right.
We're borrowing it until May, and then we'll go out, hopefully we'll have gotten all of our reimbursement money back from the MSBA, and we'll do the permanent financing then, so before the end of the fiscal year.
The signature has to be done in front of the clerk.
Oh, you want me to go get?
Yeah.
I had a phone call. Called me two or 3 weeks ago, and my phone happened to be in North Carolina without me.
Oh, really?
So I didn't get your message until about a week ago.
Oh.
My wife and I had the same phone. She didn't realize she picked up both phones and went to North Carolina with them. So I didn't get your message. I didn't ignore you.
She's listed on right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
You might be able to sign these, because there's no, this is just, there's three that are the same, but you need to.
Can I entertain a motion from somebody to sign the borrowing for 1.2 million for the North School roof?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll start the signatures, Tom.
Oh, we're talking about the school.
Did it load all right?
I figured something happened about that.
I dealt with it today.
I figured you would. Somebody should have got strung up by their thumbs if it's true.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's different opinions.
Happens.
All right, so these are the only two that I guess.
She gonna be long?
She said she'd be right in.
Okay. We have any warrants? Mike, you want to do the
Yeah.
honors?
Which one? Anybody? All consigned. So all consigned 14-8. I have a 14-8 on my list.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
14-8, bill warrant,
Everybody can sign?
right here.
No, wait, that's it.
Oh, I got a different one.
Oh, one more.
Maybe what year are you in?
July.
Who's that thing right now?
I got a bill warrant for W14-8 for $367,434.68.
637.
600. That's combined. There must be two of them.
Oh, should just be one.
Yeah, it's just one.
It's just one.
Unless I wrote it down.
37,000.
This says 637,434.68.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote it down.
So this is the right number.
Okay.
Right number. The right number, correct number, different from the agenda number, is $367,434.68.
Second?
Second.
I can't vote on this, so
Oh, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Eileen, we have a bond for you to witness for the school roof. We have to sign in your presence. This is for $1.2 million to fund the school roof, short-term borrowing, at a rate of 0.45%. All those in favor of signing this?
Aye.
So,
I think sign the second page of that.
Yeah.
okay.
Nothing else, right?
The second one is just
No,
another,
that's the actual note.
so we sign this one?
Yeah,
Yep.
the other one's called the clerk's certificate, but it's all
Okay.
the same thing.
Trade ya. It's just a big one.
Well, this is the one I've signed.
You won't sign one of these again. It's too
Never
soon.
know.
Oh, I love their nails. Nice.
Oh, it's just
The
signatures?
signatures
Oh,
will do it
okay.
later. That's all there was one.
Yeah.
Is there two signatures on it?
Big one.
Yeah, there's three.
And the other one?
There's no signatures in,
No, that's the back that goes with.
okay.
Do you have all the, all right, where's the other ones? Do you guys sign? Oh, these. I have them back. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Nothing else?
No.
Amanda? Front and center?
So I asked if I could see you this evening, because I don't know if you've seen yet, but there have been plans that have been submitted to the planning board for a subdivision off of Pleasant Street. And we were asking for a conversion. I've already sent notice to you guys, which you received at the very beginning of August. And I wanted to explain to you the procedure is a little different than it is in the past when I have asked for a waiver of the 61A, because we do not have a purchase and sale agreement. So I wasn't sure if you knew what the procedure was, and I wanted to explain it to you so you understood what your rights, the town's rights are. So essentially, from 30 days from the date you receive notice from us about the conversion of the land, you as the municipality have the right to obtain an appraisal to determine the value of the land. That's how we would determine what the price is if you decided to exercise your right of first refusal to purchase the property. So you have 30 days to do that. You would then have to notify the owner of the land what the appraisal came in at. If you decided you wanted to exercise your right, if we don't agree with your appraisal, we then have a right to get a second appraisal. But I just wanted to alert you because the time has started ticking for your 30 days. And I do know, my understanding is there is some interest from the Conservation Commission that the town at least consider purchasing this land. So I just wanted to alert you that your 30 days has begun. It begins on the date of notice.
What date is the beginning date?
It's 30 days from the date that you're notified, and I received the green card back actually on July 31st. So it started ticking on July 31st.
I personally am not aware of any motion to come to the board at this time. There might be one out there. Is Conservation going to do it? They need to be notified. They have a window.
They have 120 days, okay, conservation.
They have 120 days to determine whether or not they want to purchase it, but the statute says that you have 30 days from the date of notice to obtain an independent appraisal to determine the value by which the town can purchase the land. So I wanted to alert the town that the time has started ticking if they weren't aware how the statute reads.
How come the notice was in July and it's the first we've heard of that?
I actually am not required to even tell the town how the statute reads. I'm only required by statute to give notice to all the necessary boards, which I did, and I have all the green cards back that everybody was notified. I came here as a courtesy because I wanted them to understand that they only have 30 days to obtain that independent appraisal, or you can actually assign it to a third party if you have someone else that's interested in it.
Now, who have you given the notice to officially?
All the necessary parties is defined by the statute, which would be the Board of Selectmen, the Conservation Commission, the Department and the State Department of Recreation, the Board of Assessors, and let's see, so the state, I think that's, and the Planning Board. And the Planning Board is actually they haven't discussed it yet. That's why I'm not asking you yet for a waiver. The Planning Board still has to meet, and I know, in my understanding from last night, was the Conservation Commission does want to contact you that there is interest in the land.
Well, we have a 30-day window to fulfill this.
You do.
And once we make a commitment for an appraisal, we have an additional 120 or we have 90?
You have 30, according to the statute, you have 30 days with which to do the appraisal. I'm certain that if you're interested, I can certainly talk to my clients about giving you an extension to, if you can't get the appraisal in the next couple of weeks, but you do have a 120-day period to make your final determination.
Okay. I'm recommending that Reggie send a notice out to all these boards also from us to get back to us within,
Well, you only have until,
what's the last date?
what was the date you sent us notice?
The date that the green card was acknowledged was the 31st of July.
So you have till the 31st of August. My suggestion, I'm trying to place where this parcel is on Pleasant Street.
It is, you know where the 4 new houses are being built?
Yes.
Right behind it.
I've got the plan here.
It's right in the back.
In the back.
Near that barn? Is it near that barn?
So
No, other side of the street.
Other side of the
how many acres does it comprise?
There's a map inside there.
Yeah. It's kind of small print. 84?
Is the whole parcel?
Is the whole parcel, but we're not asking for a conversion of the entire parcel. So,
18 something.
this is the initial plan without the subdivision in it. So we're talking about land that's in here.
Going through here.
The only land that we're asking to be converted at this point is the land that's in here. This is not included in the conversion. So you're only talking about what's proposed for subdivision.
But if I'm not, I have these plans to review under construction. This land's around the subdivision, they want to keep in agriculture.
They
But
do.
they also want the town to own it.
There's
And they'd be given a
discussion
right
about
to,
conveying that to the town.
Well, here's what I would think we should ask for an extension of a minimum of 30 more days. Because we'd have to put out a bid to get an appraisal on that.
well, it depends on how much.
Well, I mean, we'd at least have to solicit.
Right. And we have to find out where the money's coming from.
Right, and the question becomes, how much does it cost of an appraisal?
Well, that's what few we did was anywhere from 5 to 10,000.
So the next question is, what would we use the land for?
Well, we need the boards that are interested in it to come forward and say, what do they want to do with it?
Right, but I'm saying, what's its practical use of, is it flat?
Parts of it are flat, but they're, from the contours going in the roadway, there's some dips in it. It's not completely flat, no.
Or do we
Is
get
this
it?
the whole parcel of 80-something acres or just this 18 and a quarter is what?
It's not the whole parcel,
No.
but the whole parcel will be part of the project, and they want the town to own the surrounding area.
Yeah.
In other words, here's your 80-something acres. This area would be cut out.
Only 18 acres.
It's only-
Okay, this 18 acres. The back acre, they're keeping, according to this, they're keeping into Kellogg's.
Okay.
Okay.
Kellogg's name that next to it.
Right.
Okay.
They're keeping all that upper area. This is the 18 acres.
Yeah, this
But
is,
this area inside here is a...
there's two parcels. There's a 52 acre and a 30 acre parcel.
Yeah, but this is superimposed over.
Right, exactly, but,
So
so these,
we're
the
talking
outside,
about the smaller piece, and
right,
from the smaller piece, it's been divided even further.
right.
And so the only thing we're asking for a
Oh,
release
it's all on the
on
small parcel?
is this,
Oh.
yes. We're
it's
only
re-
asking for release on this, we're not, this is gonna remain in chapter, and this isn't part of what we're asking for.
All right, so it's only the 30 acres we're looking at.
18.
It's only-
Well, 18, but the total parcel is 30. And if they're going to give the surrounding land, if they're looking to give the surrounding land to the town, we certainly aren't going to take this and
Well, the
leave.
surrounding land is this, only this
Right.
buffer, not this back
Not
area.
the
That's-
back, that's what I'm trying to
Back
get.
area is being left for farming.
And conveniently, where is it? Oh, and there's another right-of-way down.
This is the right of way.
No, there's a second one. This is this one.
This
So
is
this,
one.
they're leaving the 50 acres so to be developed because they're leaving an opening there.
Wait a minute.
I'm assuming
They're
that.
coming in here.
Yeah. And I'm assuming this one is this one.
Correct,
So that gives them access to the other 50 acres.
correct. I do have a motion on Mike's recommendation to ask for a 30-day extension from the owners. In the meantime, we We need to have the various boards get back to us with their input, and
Charlie, were you aware?
Yes, I can introduce a letter from the Conservation meeting minutes last night. It is at its regularly scheduled meeting on August 19th. The Conservation Commission voted to recommend the town of Southampton exercise the option to purchase lots 1 through 10 on Pleasant Street as identified by Attorney Kemp in the attached letter, which you have copies of, in accordance with provision of Mass General Law, 61A, Section 14.
Just out of curiosity, do you have a plan for the property?
No money.
okay.
Why would you be, why, are you free to say why the Conservation Commission
Not
might?
really. It wasn't discussed.
Is there wetland issues up there? Is there endangered species?
Well, understanding it's just a general rural
Mm-hmm.
area.
Assuming we would exercise that right, any idea where the money come from?
No, that was not discussed either.
I can entertain.
Why is he going to purchase lots 1 through 10? That's going to go to the people that build the houses.
It's the
Why
land,
would the town purchase those 10 lots?
it's the land around it also, right?
The whole parcel.
Well, what it is they had,
The
I mean,
parcel isn't for sale.
the planning board, and I don't mean to speak for planning board, but I do represent them on a lot of the construction issues. There was 2 plans submitted, a much larger plan of, I think, maybe 4 or 5 additional lots, and they submitted this one here. The planning board opted to accept the smaller subdivision going in lieu of a much larger project. And that's what they're entertaining. I haven't heard anything from the planning board, or this board has, in regards to, what's that?
The public hearing is tomorrow night on this.
There was a public hearing tomorrow night on it.
So this is not an approved subdivision?
Not
It's not
yet.
approved yet.
So they're going through
But
their,
he is still proposing to buy the whole 10 lots plus this 18-acre buffer section.
according to the subdivision bylaws and the cluster development he's going into, he can do 10 houses with so many feet off the road. Right now, it's like 750, but they can get a waiver for a couple hundred more feet.
On the road.
Depends on, yeah, for the length of the road, depends on the circumstances. It's just not given all the time, but it's got to be a good circumstance in order for them to lengthen the road. Now, their proposal is the land around those 10 lots, they want to keep in farming.
Right.
All right, but they want the town to own it. And
But
they,
that's just the land
and
around
I'm not
these 10
sure
lots.
if they want to be the only ones to be able to go in and cut that. But I don't think we can,
You can't do that.
can't do that. I'm not, but they're trying to get that done.
If I may.
But that's where we're at.
The proposal is that the homeowners association that's going to be created if the subdivision is approved is willing to take on the maintenance of that remaining 18 acres if they were to donate it to the town. That's the proposal.
Okay, I haven't seen that
So that the
proposal.
town wouldn't have to maintain it.
The question always becomes, why does the town take a donation such as that to take it off the tax rolls as opposed to leaving it with the homeowners association and tax it?
And vice versa.
Can the homeowners association get into 61A?
Well, there's a reduction in taxes, it's not
Well-
necessarily a freebie.
Well, I know that, but
It wouldn't necessarily be considered 61A if it's owned by the town and they own it, because there would be no tax. So
Well,
it would be a non-issue if the town owned it.
So right now, they're discussing, one of their proposals is the homeowners association would adopt it and maintain it and control it.
They would maintain it on behalf of the town so that the town wouldn't have to bear the expense to maintain it.
I hate to say where my vote would be, not, if we're gonna do that, we're not gonna take it. Because why would give up the tax roll for that?
Could the
For no-
homeowners association apply to put it in chapter 61? I mean, is that something that they could do or not?
What they have done in the past is they put it into a land trust.
Put it in trust instead of, right.
And then rent it to someone? Would that be?
No, a lot of times when it goes into land trust, the trust maintains it and takes care of it, but usually there's issues like wetlands or turtles or endangered species or other things that are associated to it where it doesn't change at all. If not, it becomes more wooded.
Yeah.
This one here, I think they're proposing to have it more of a hayfield and
Parts of it,
maintain, yeah.
Some of it's over the bank, you know.
Yeah,
You know.
there's several areas like that. So the board feels we should ask for an extension for 30 days.
Definitely get an extension.
Can I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we're asking you officially for a 30-day extension. Could you,
I'll ask my clients.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
and we understand that there's a 30-day window and it's their option, it's up to them. Okay?
While we're on the same thing, I'd make a motion that we solicit some bids to do the appraisal and get that going. As long as we don't spend any money to do it, to get that part of it in place in case we decide to move forward, because even if we have that 30-day extension time, it's going to be short to get that done.
Question I have to you is, did your client have an appraisal done already before we marketed it?
I do not believe they've had an appraisal. I do know that there's interest, and I know that there are perks, obviously, for those lots. And I know what people are, there have been some interest in what they would pay for those lots. So, which would be approximately what the other lots in the area sold for, which was $125,000 per lot.
These lots are small compared to a lot that's on the street.
Well, the lots are controlled by zoning.
Yeah, so you're setting a precedent, putting in this
These lots,
cluster.
For you.
these lots measure an acre, and anything on Pleasant Street has to be an acre and a half plus.
That's the cluster development.
Yeah, that's the,
They have an exemption if they choose to build it under the cluster development.
because of the land they're leaving on the outside.
Right.
The open space that are being dedicated.
Any questions from the public on this issue?
You guys didn't vote, did all four of you vote?
For the extension?
Yeah.
No, you never called for it.
I'd like to have a vote for the extension, to ask her for 30 days.
Walton, aye.
Sears, aye.
Deal and I.
Call the aye.
Amanda, if we're going to get that extension and know whether we're going to get it, we'd like it within, I know you're doing that tomorrow night, we got to have it soon.
I will call them tomorrow, and I will let you know in writing what they agree to.
If we have to move forward quickly, we'll have to do it. But then I'd like to make a motion that we at least get estimates of the cost of the appraisal.
Well, what we need to do is, where's it coming from? We have no money.
Well, but we don't have to spend it if we're just getting a cost, get an estimate of the cost of the appraisal. I'm not saying commit to an appraisal, I'm not saying spend the money for an appraisal, get a cost estimate so that we'll know how much we need. I don't know where we'll get it from, but Charlie, got any money?
You can also sign your right to purchase under the statute.
Yeah. I want more information before I do that.
I just wanted to alert you of the time.
Thank you, though.
because I wasn't sure that you were aware of it.
No, we
We're
weren't.
not.
You put everybody on notice at that date with a letter?
Everyone received certified mail. I received them back on different dates, but I did send certified mail, which I have all the green cards in my file.
Did you send certified letters to the abutters
I don't have to. I'm not required by statute.
because of the cluster?
No, under 61A, when you're asking for a waiver, there's only a certain list of people that you have to notify. But I believe under the planning board subdivision, the butter can notify.
You'll get a notice at that level when it comes in halves for the subdivision.
I also like to see all the boards that have given us certified letter. Do we have a copy of that?
We haven't received.
We don't have a certified letter from,
You can take copies of all
I
mine if
have
you'd
a
like.
notice.
if you could, we need to notify those people that we are doing something and put it on the agenda for next week. So at least we'll try to get a appraisal done, but not appraisal, but a cost estimate and appraisal. I'll talk to finance and see if there's something we can do with unforeseen cost. Okay?
Because I have all the green cards, which are shown in the
Looking for the babysitter.
Are you all set with this?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
This was
No, where is
Amanda, I do appreciate you coming in. Amanda?
This is Pleasant Street, I'm down the short end, like crossing that.
Oh,
East Street. East Street, you're closer to East Street. Yeah, you know, people coming.
Okay, I've got it.
No, I'm closer to East Hampton.
But we had it
Oh,
at
okay, the other
8:30.
side.
At this time, we're going to go into executive session to talk to the screening committee on the fire chief. You're welcome to stay. We'll come back in session right afterwards. I need a roll call. Well, we have to have the statute that we're going under, am I right?